What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. So today, as you can tell from the title, whatever. What is the counter to Charizard? So if you're going this weekend, you're playing at Cups, and you're scared of Charizard, and you don't want to play Charizard because you're scared to play the mirror match, and you think the meta is going to be full of Charizard, what should you play? Well, today is the day we're going to talk about that. I think it's a pretty cool discussion. So thanks to the internet, we have all these cool tournaments that are happening thanks to Limitless and the internet, and everybody else just showcasing decks and just having a lot of fun. And I'm going to break down some decks that have done well against Charizard, and just talk about what we could do to beat Charizard. Now, this is solely just to beat Charizard, so some of these lists might struggle against other decks, but they are doing well at tournaments, even though they have an answer with Charizard, they can still hold their own against other decks. So yeah, we have Charizard, we have 171 different matches, 12%, with only a 44% win rate, which is not the highest. Right on Fluffy is actually the highest with 60%. Rapid Trickery was 60%. Only 2 people have played it though. Mewgenes at 12, 59. Arceus Mewtwo at 4 with 57. Telling Urshifu is 56. Arceus Giratina is actually at 55. So it's doing the best right now. Arceus Giratina is. So yeah. Anyways, we can break down them whatever later on. So yeah, let's go to the first one. We have Arceus Giratina, and we're going to look at the matches real quick. And they did win the finals, right? Beat Palkia, beat Chien-Pao, beat Charizard, beat Palkia. Lost to Chien-Pao Excalibur, tied to Single Strike Lugia to make it into top cut. Beat Arceus Giratina, beat Single Strike Lugia, beat Giratina, lost Bone Box. Now you might be thinking, what's so special about this deck? Well, it does play an interesting card, and that is a 1/1 Serperior V-Star. Now, Serperior V-Star has attack Regal Blender. It does 190, and you move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon any way you like. It does have Star Winder, but you're never going to use that V-Star power. I mean, yeah, I guess technically you can. It does 6 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon, so this Pokemon is one of your bench Pokemon. Not very good. But Regal Blender is really cool because it does 190, so times 2 is 380. Even with a DTE, you're still taking a knockout there, which is nice against Charizard. And not only that, 190 is pretty okay. Like, it does a lot of damage. It has 270 HP, which is okay. But the big selling point about Serperior, it needs a grass and a colors. And that's great because when you're attacking with with Arceus lets put 3 energies and you beat Pokemon any way you like. So essentially when you attack with Arceus, you could put 2 energy on a Giratina and 1 on a Serperior. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that like all you need is a DTE and Regal Blender can take a knockout the following turn. Which is great. That's fantastic. That's why Serperior is so good. It just needs 1 grass and a DTE. The base is 120. Solar Beam does 120. It's not very strong. You can't do any kind of modifications to like do more damage. And it's just Arceus Giratina, and then outside of that, it's just a 1/1 Serperior line in there with 5/4 and then 1 Jet Energy. Now, this could be a V-Guard. That could be really spicy. I like V-Guard in Argentina to help against the mirror because 280 plus 280. You do 280s and then one has a V-Guard. That could be really nice to protect in the mirror. But again, switch up could be good. We see 4 Judge, 3 Iona, and the big selling point of the deck is 4 Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak is going to shut down a lot of different decks. Just like Peak, and you peak, and you peak, and you peak, and you just keep peaking, and then you just win the games, right? 4 Nest for Ultra Ball, which is pretty cool. Giratina V-Star is just so strong, 280 damage. Arceus V-Star is just a vanilla 200. Accelerate energies and all that kind of fun stuff. Starbirth, get 2 cards out of your deck. Double Computer Search is really strong. Spirit Tube is still here. If you are scared against, Mew, you have the out for that. And the Squovit as well to help draw cards with the B-Barrel. So, the 1/1 Superior line, it's not the biggest inclusion in the deck, but just playing that 1/1 line is, very, very strong. And once you use your Starbirth, you don't care about, abilities. So, Path to Peak is fantastic here. And I do like... There's 1 Lost Vacuum here to counter your own Path to Peak if needed. You have to find it though. 1 Raihan is pretty cool too. If you miss a turn 1 attachment, and then take a knockout, or they knock out your Arceus turn 1, you get the Raihan onto the field. So yeah, I think the deck's good. I think the one reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Arceus, and this is coming from somebody who made day 2 with Arceus Duraludon out of regionals, is if you miss a turn 1 attachment, you're in a really bad shape, and the format's really fast still. So that's kind of scary, but. I know people love Arceus Giratina. Superior definitely seems like the best way to do it if you are scared of that deck. So this is enough about Arceus Giratina. Let's move on to Arceus Giratina, but this time it's going to be a different friend, and that is going to be Leafeon V-Star. Now, Leafeon V-Star is pretty interesting. It does 180, and you take 30 less damage from attacks, but you do need 2 grass and colors. Now, why is this interesting? Well, because, then one needs a grass and a DTE, but this one's 30 less damage, which means you could potentially tank more hits. You do have 260 HP, and I think I already discarded it, but I think the other one has 270. But you get the minus 30. And what does that mean? Well, that means that Giratina is actually not knocking you out if you are playing the mirror. Because it's only just 280, so minus 30 is 250. So that's something you can think about. That could be really cool. Like a little mirror counter kind of thing. Could be good. But like I said, the downside is you need 2 grass and the colors, which is why you see people playing that. But also the ability, the V-Star, Ivy-Star is actually something that you could use as your V-Star power. So you actually have a better V-Star power than Serperior, where you can switch when you bench Pokemon when they're active. And it's food for thought. Is it perfect? I don't know. But we still see the 2-2, the 2-2 with 4-3, 1-1, no 4 boss, 4 Just 3 Iona, 1 Raihan. This one doesn't play Lost Vacuum, and one did. This plays at 4-4, and then the 2 V-Guard. So we cut a Lost Vacuum V-Guard, and that's pretty much the difference there that I could tell off my head. Maybe one less or more Psychic or Grass. So, once again, same concept, just really, really strong. This is kind of up to you. Do you like Leafeon more, or do you like this? But what's cool about Leafeon V, and I think that's more of the selling point, the basic, right? Once you're turn, you may search it for grass energy attached to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck, and if you use ability, your turn ends. So that means if you do whiff the turn 1 attachment, Leafeon can then find the grass energy to attach to your Arceus and guarantee the turn 1 attachment if you do whiff that. So that's another selling point. So you have to kind of contemplate, do you like the flux, like the flex of Superior leans 1 grass and 2 colors and stuff like that, but the V is not good at all. While this is actually good because you have greening cells which can find any grass energy and attach to your Arceus, get that turn 2 attack off and kind of guarantee it, which is a really cool selling point. So it's kind of up to you to decide which one you think is better. Superior is seeing more play, and I think that is because it is more of a selling point of playing the grass at a double turbo. But yeah, either one is fine. It's up to you. But yeah, there we go. Oh, we don't have to see what matches they played. Man, dang it. Too late now. Too late. So next up, we got Lost Box. Now, Lost Box is pretty interesting. I think you already have a pretty good shot because Lost Box is so fast. It's fast, right? And this one's playing the Dragonite Raikou version. We're opening his image, but it's also playing my guy, Shaymin V, Revenge Blast, right? So 60 plus 40 for 40 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. Usually Charizard's not coming out till late game. And so what that means is mostly against Charizard, you can go quick Dragonite, quick Raikou, and knock out the Arceus, instead of whatever, then you knock that out. Then Shaymin can pick up the knockout on the Charizard to win the game. And that is a really cool selling point with this version. Once again, it's just speed. Lost Box with Shaymin V thrown in there for that Revenge Blast, but which, it's great late game. It can Mirage Game Shaymin. And then not only that, Shaymin is such a versatile attacker that we haven't really even thought about. The only problem is it does play grass energy, so now you have to kind of think about if you see grass energy being discarded, there's a Shaymin in there. And some decks did play grass energies before for Tropius, but Tropius is not that good, unfortunately. But yeah, if you see grass energies being discarded, you better watch out. Shaymin is in there. This list is for 4 water, 2 psychic, 2 lightning. This is a deck I would never touch. I could never touch this deck. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. But this one is the first deck without Path to the Peak. Once again, you're just trying to outspeed your opponent, get the Rush Dragonite, take a knockout. They don't reach spawn. Dragonite takes a knockout. Then Charizard finally comes up, and you're like, cool, Shaymin, knockout, shake my hand, right? Because this is what, with 2 prize cards, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 300. So actually, you would need a little bit more. They need to take at least 3 prize cards to knock out a Charizard, right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's only 280. But 4, 8, 12 plus 6 is 360. So yeah, they would need to take at least 3 prize cards before Shaymin V can actually take a one-shot. So that's pretty interesting to note. We can see their matches. Beat Regigigo, beat Chien-Pao, beat Lost Box. Actually lost to Charizard, then beat Charizard. Tied Chien-Pao, beat Chien-Pao, beat Tina, and lost to Mew. And I do think Mew will definitely see a decline coming up soon. But next up is James Arnold, playing into the Arceus deck, right? But this was a very interesting one. Because you look at this list and you think Arceus, like, oh, cool, Path to the Peak. Nope, you're wrong. Playing Beach Court. Now, Beach Court's more so you just have to free retreat with Pidgey and like Greninja and stuff like that. There's really no real reason why besides that. But what this deck kind of thrives on is just like having this Arceus at Pidgeot, and Pidgeot just finds you any one card you need every single turn to just win you the game, right? And that's what this deck really focuses on, right? You have this Arceus that's just swinging to just doing 200 every single turn. Just doing 200, doing 200, doing 200, right? And the Pidgeot's here, and Pidgeot's like, yeah, I'm quick searching. I'm going to search my deck for any card, put it in my hand, and then we're chilling, right? So that's a pretty cool card. And this deck is like really teched out, like playing 2 Chairs Cares. If your Arceus gets punched in the face, who cares? Box of Disaster. If your Arceus gets knocked out, they're going to take, 8 damage counters. So you can take some knockouts, some damage that way. It's playing 2 Shaymin V. We already talked about Shaymin V earlier. You may be thinking, Josh, they dropped Shaymin V. How's that going to work? Well, this deck plays Poppy. Poppy says move 2 energy cards from one of your Pokemon to the other. So, literally, Shaymin V can come out of nowhere with this deck. It also plays a 1 energy switch and Melanie. So, there's, all these different interesting ways that, we can get the Shaymin out of nowhere. And with the inclusion of Melanie and stuff, you can also have the capability of, using, Melanie Water to Arceus V-Star, attach double turbo, and then you can trend it over after missing energies. That's another selling point. This deck does play Radiant Ninja and Water Energy, so you can Moonlight Shuriken. You can Radiant Ninja, discard Water, draw 2, and then also what you could do as well is you could Poppy 2 energies onto a Radiant Ninja, not expecting that, and then you take 2 prize cards against Lost Box against Guardian and stuff like that. So they have to really watch out and play that Mana Feed down. Where in most matches you don't play Mana Feed against Arceus. You're like, okay, I don't need this card. I don't need this. Then you drop Greninja, you're like, oh man, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. And James was able to do this when deck lists were open. So people knew what his list was playing. They knew that he's playing these techie cards. And the cool thing about regionals is you don't know what people are playing. So that's definitely a selling point. James made a really cool deck with Arceus Pidgeot. I know he's super excited to play Pidgeot. He's super excited to play Pidgeot. If you look at the deck list matches real quick, if he'll come up, beats some of the deck, beat Charizard, beat Arceus. I'm pretty sure it's Charizard, beat Miraidon, Flaffy, tied Giratina, beat Giratina, tied Fusion Mew, and lost the top 8 to Arceus Giratina. Now I think Arceus Giratina is probably the roughest matchup for this deck. Now it does play, the V-Guard energy, but it's rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's a rough matchup. I feel like. I think James would probably agree with that, maybe not. But yeah, still a cool way to kind of beat Charizard because you have the Shaymin and you can control your opponents and stuff like that, right? Next up is Chien-Pao. Now you're thinking, okay, Chien-Pao, why is this in here to counter Charizard? Now, the reason why this is in here is because you just do so much damage that you can just one-shot a Charizard. Chien-Pao, does 60 times the amount of water you discard, and then what you can do is turn 2 knock out Arceus, and then knock out Charizard, and then you just win the game, right? With the inclusion of Pidgeot, you're actually able to search there for 81 card and be set up. And what this means is, Pidgeot is so good at this deck. Let's take, for example, your opponent, you have 1 card left, right? Your opponent Ionos you, right? They Iono you to win, right? You draw a card, whatever. Whatever. You don't have the answer, right? But now with Pidgeot, you can actually Pidgeot for Arita for the Superior Energy in a card, and so now Superior Energy can actually give you the answer. Where most of the time you couldn't do stuff like that. Because, let's say, for example, Pidgeot EX, you use Quick Search, and you just go straight for Superior. Well, you don't have enough cards because you need 3, not 2. And Iona puts you at 1 to 2. You need 3 cards in your hand to do Superior. So that's a cool play that it is a selling point, right? Chien-Pao can find your energies. Arita is really what you need. Iona for punishing. Cancel Clone is really cool. I like the 4 Red Candy to get the Excalibur. This is probably really good. This is a really good list. Now, the problem with this deck, even though playing 4 Pokestop in a vacuum, I think that's going to be the scary card. Is going to be Path to the Peak. I think that is going to be that hard part of Chien-Pao, but I think the deck's really good. I think this is really strong. It's, you're just taking huge knockouts, you're doing a ton of damage. We'll look to see what they played against real quick. Beat Zeraora, beat Palkia, lost the Lost Box Charizard. It's probably a hard matchup. Beat the Mirror, beat Arceus Giratina, tied Arceus Giratina, beat Chien-Pao, and then lost to Evan Campbell. Playing Arceus, Lost Box Arceus. Lost Box Tina, sorry, I apologize. What how that matchup went, I think it's still probably favored for you for sure. You have the Greninja that can take knockouts. You have the Cancel Cologne play that can pop the Mana Key plus something else. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how that works. And you kind of wish out their Giratinas and stuff. So I think it's just like a back and forth kind of thing. And then like, can they rock on Ion and stop you, right? The last but not least, we have Meowscarada. Now, talking about Meowscarada because it's very, very interesting. So if you look at Meowscarada, you know, it's got 24 wins and 32 losses. And the big reason I bring this up is because right now Meowscarada literally has a 0-5. Literally has a 0-5 against Charizard. People are saying that Meowscarada beats the deck. I don't think that is true. Look at the best finishes. It is nowhere. Like, it is not doing good at all. Like, even the 3-2 list, like, less Charizard, less Palkia. Yo, what? Like, what? Like, that's not good. That is terrible. Now, there is not that many Meowscarada players. I'll give you that much. But sitting right now at 0-5 where matchup you think is auto win, that's bad. That's bad. So maybe Meowscarada is not the answer. But everything else I showed today is definitely good answers to Charizard. I think Charizard is a meh. It's good. It's not great. We'll see kind of deck, right? But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed something new. Go out there and test some of these decks. Because like I said, this weekend is a Cup. And then next weekend it's Pittsburgh. Have some fun. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about Expanded Thursday and what is coming. Alrighty. Bye.